I had an interesting morning.
Yeah.
I went to go get a background check done.
What did they find?
Nothing.
Oh, that's not very
No,
interesting.
you're right. That's not very interesting. So I drove all the way to Detroit, right? Um, which it's only like 2.5 hours, so no big deal, right?
That seems weird that like Detroit's only like 2.5 hours away.
That's what I thought too. But yeah, it's only 2.5 hours away. Never been. I don't really want to go back. But anyway, so when you're crossing or when you go over to their, because this was for global entry, right? Which is like TSA pre-check, but it's like get a little bit more out of it. So like if you go to Spain or you go to if you go to Spain or you go to what the hell's the name of it? Canada or a lot of different places, right? You can skip a bunch of lines. Well, one line if you have TSA pre-check global entry with
Mhm.
global entry. So um, which sounds kind of nice. You know, the ability to be able to skip a line like that. So my boss was like, "Well, you need TSA pre-check. That's $80, but it's only an extra $20 to get global entry. So just do that instead." I was like, "Okay." So I scheduled this appointment like 2 months ago, and I go up there today. And getting there, you have to get like right up next to the Canadian border, right? To the point that like and then you have to take this really shady service entrance. Um, you get off an exit, you go down, and then you have to merge real quick where there's a bunch of oncoming traffic. So you merge
Yeah.
real quick, and then there's a weird service entrance under a bridge that you have to go into. And if you were looking for it, you'd almost miss it if you weren't paying attention because like it's there for a second, then it's gone, right? So you go up to it. You gotta um, hit this button that's about 6 feet off of the ground to ask to be let in with a speaker that barely works. Where they start questioning why you're there, like it's some sort of secret bad hideout or something like that. So like they're like, "Why are you here?" And you're like, "I'm here to do background check for global entry." What's your name? Ryan. What time was your appointment? 8:10. You may enter. Stay to the right, park on the left. Okay. All right. So that's cool. So then you go up to the office where they're doing the pre-check at, right? And you ring another secured door thing, right? You hit the button to go in, and they're like, "What time is your appointment?" It's like 8:10. Well, it's only 8:04. You wait out there until 8:10.
Oh wow.
Okay. All right. So then you go in there, right? And the guy's talking about generators. And I'm like, "Oh, what type of generator did you get?" He's like, "Oh, I got a Generac," and blah, blah, blah. Right. And I'm like, "Oh, I work on generators." He's like, "Do you know anything about Generacs?" I'm like, "No, I do not. But, happy you like your Generac." Right. So then he proceeds to start asking me questions. And he turns into a raging prick. And he's like, What do you do for work?" And I'm like, we just had this conversation. I work on generators, energy storage systems, and light towers. He's like, "Are you sure about that? What do you do with them?"
this
Like,
is
we just
this
had
is
a
why you're here.
conversation about this.
This was your interview.
Yeah, pretty much. So, and then he's like, "Oh, well, just clarify for me." I'm like, "I work on them." Oh, okay. Well, have you convictions? Blah blah blah. And he's like grilling me, and he's like giving me some evil looks. He's like, "Are you sure? Are you really sure?" He's like, "Also, by the way, I got my fingerprints," and he's like, "Do not press hard on the fingerprint pad. Press softly." And I'm like, "Okay." And then he's like, "It'll take 3 weeks to get your card. 3 business weeks.
Oh
Don't
wow.
contact us about it." And I'm thinking, I'm like, he's like, "Do you have any questions?" And I'm thinking, what the fuck is a business week? Like, what's different between a business week and like a regular week? Like, are we talking like because a week's just a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter if it's a business week or not. Business day, I get that because there are only so many business days in a week. But what the fuck is a business week? Are you guys just off on some weeks per year? Like, the fuck is a business week? And why did you need to clarify that it was a business week when it's identical to a regular week? So whatever. I thought I was done. He's like, "Do you have any questions?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "But do you know how to exit?" I'm like, "No, but I saw some signs that said exit." He's like, "You're gonna want to go around the building, follow the 18 wheelers." I'm like, "All right."
Wow.
So it gets better because then I get to the exit, and the security guard, he's like, "Why were you here?" And I'm like, "Fuck is this place?" I'm like, I was doing a background check for Global Entry, and I'm like giving him the smile that's like, "The fuck is this place?" Right? And he's like, "Don't smile." I'm like,
Jeez.
"Why?" And he's like, "Do not." And I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "You need to take this. You need to merge in the left lane real quick. Follow the 18 wheelers. They'll get you out of here." And then he opened the gate. I'm like, "The fuck?" Like, you guys, like, this is not the Mexico border. Like, you're guarding, like, Canadians from smuggling in maple syrup and moose meat. Like, the fuck is going on here? Like, why is everybody on edge? Like, did a Mountie come in here and, like, blow the place up at one point?
Maybe.
Fucking weird. And the worst part is I was only there 15 minutes, but like 3 times I was interrogated with just like the worst type of sass.
Sounds awful.
It wasn't great. Beginning to understand why they were the only ones available. Like, it felt like they gave me a cavity search after I left. I was just confused, and I'm like, fuck did I just walk into? Like, I'm not even sure that I'm getting a card anytime soon. I know it's going to take 3 business weeks, but I'm still no clarification on what that is.
it
Let me
it
Google
would have been
real quick.
easier to say like, uh,
15 business days?
yeah, 15 business days.
Yeah, that's what I thought. What is a business week? A business week is typically Monday through Friday, excluding holidays, and is usually 5 days long.
Maybe they just say 3 business weeks as a like a catch-all, like for every month. So thanks that week, November, December, those weird holidays. So just like, yeah, 3 business weeks.
From what I'm reading here, it's just because a business week can include Saturday. So to say, like, because they're open Monday through Saturday, right?
Oh, I see.
So they call it a business week. That way you don't get confused.
Yeah. It's
Good job on clarifying that, guys. Only question I had leaving is what is a business week? And you look at me like I'm a fucking idiot.
um,
No. I'm just trying to figure out, like, there's a lot about that story that's just a little bit weird. It's not even like a bad weird. They were just rude as fuck.
I feel like it's anything that involves red tape and bureaucracy.
I just felt like they were all on a power trip. That, like, they were like,
That's also
it
what
was
it sounded like it like the job's not important, but they have to make it feel important because they might be federal employees.
right. And it's like, once again, you're literally there. Like, what are Canadians doing to us that's so wrong? Like, why? Like,
I don't know. Maybe Canadians are the issue that America has.
we should have built a wall.
We should build a wall,
Yeah,
keep
I
Canadians out.
guess. I don't know. I do not know. So
What if we just got rid of every line? Like no more state lines. It's just one state.
I like this idea. And one supreme governor.
It's just one, yeah. And instead of having states, you would just have like small societies that have really small governments.
Yeah.
Or scratch that. Just one state. We'll call it like United State, and
Uh-huh.
we have just one dictator that dictates everything that we do.
I like this.
Yeah,
I call it Project 2026.
yeah, because 2025 is a bust. No one likes it,
Yeah.
so we'll
I'll,
just redo a little bit of it. Call it 26.
so I was just reading about what global entry is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just to, but I found this statement kind of funny, so I wanted to share it real quick, right? It's just to get back in the U.S. quicker, right? But to enroll in global entry, you must be 18 years old, age older, 18 years of age or older, be a citizen or a permanent resident of the United States, lawful permanent resident, and you must quote unquote undergo a rigorous background check and in-person interview. Rigorous is the background check though portion of it, right? Like
Yeah.
where I had to submit everything online. I would hardly call that rigorous, but if they changed it around and said undergo a background check and a rigorous in-person interview, that makes more sense. So I think they just swapped a word around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy was also like really unclear why why I was getting global entry, and I'm like, I literally told him like I go back and forth to Spain a couple of times a year for work,
Yeah.
and it's just my boss said it's $20 more than TSA pre-check, so just go ahead and get it.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's why, and I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why is everything like just intensely scrutinized? And then he's like talking to his buddy next to him, right? And he's like, they're just laughing for a second. Then he just turns back to me and it's all serious again. It's like, man, if I saw you out in public, I would beat your ass.
I feel like more people need to have that threat.
I really think so too. It's like, it doesn't take, it's free to be a nice person. It's also
Yeah,
probably, you probably make more money being an asshole though. So,
it's always the case.
yeah. But back to my plan of Project 2026.
Yeah.
I plan on being the only. I got nothing. I really got nothing in this. I was going for a bit. I did a bad bit. I did a bad job. So I just had to undergo a rigorous in-person interview. So
I understand. I mean,
yeah,
what you had to do is more involved than having to become president. All you
yeah,
have to
that's
do
true.
is have to stand there.
Yeah,
So I
I
was,
wonder if the president had to um, um, go through global entry.
no, they don't. They just bypass all that because they have a special jet
But
and a special airport.
But as an ex-president, he couldn't even get global entry because you can't get it if you're a convicted felon,
I don't think he's allowed to leave the United States anymore. Actually,
isn't he? I don't
why?
know. I mean, it
He's a
seems.
felon. He
I mean,
definitely has a flight risk.
well, I would say so too. But I mean, what's a conviction though? Really, when you think about it.
Right.
So
When you own prisons, it just means like you're going to your job basically, but like in a different section of
it's kind of like being a janitor,
it.
but
Yeah.
you're cleaning the opposite side of you know, of the
Yeah.
penitentiary.
And your
So
uniform's slightly worse or better. I
yeah,
don't know. It might be more
yeah,
comfy.
yeah.
You can hide more stuff in it, but only
Well,
in
that's
small
fair.
things like wooden shanks and stuff.
Oh, I was thinking razor blades, but yeah, you got
Oh, yeah.
points. Yeah. So I don't know. So have you guys been doing layoffs lately?
Um, I every now and then I'll look for the at the state um, layoff section. So there's a website where you can like wisconsinlabor.gov or whatever, and it tells you what companies are doing layoffs. So I check every now and
Mm-hmm.
then to see if I have a job in the next couple months.
Uh huh.
So far, no, I'm good.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good. Layoffs U.S. this week because like there are like a ton of layoffs happening right now.
yeah. Microsoft just laid off. what 15,000 people or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a bunch of tech layoffs happening right now.
Yeah.
More than 191,000 U.S. based tech companies,
Jeez.
or sorry, workers at tech companies were laid off.
Oh,
Words are hard.
we're gonna have another CrowdStrike incident now.
Yeah. 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 Everybody's like, it's weird. It's kind of like people stop paying for stuff.
Or maybe it's just no one wants to work anymore. So they're like, ah, we're just gonna get rid of the people that don't want to work anymore.
Mm-hmm. That
Must
makes
be it.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, one of those companies, I think, was one of those companies was Nike. I think they. I mean, but who wants to make tennis shoes? Really, being a
Yeah.
shoe factory person seems kind of lame.
I mean, it's just cheaper to do it overseas anyway, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
But it's just so expensive to ship.
mm-hmm. See, now if we just had slaves on ships, everything would be fine. But I'm guessing the Port Authority would have a problem with that too.
We need like a pulley system with like giant ropes that go from country to country, and you just crank the rope, and then it gets to the United States eventually.
I bought some stuff off Timu. Discount shipping.
Yeah, there we go. Instead of trains, they're just gonna have elaborate pulley systems.
Excellent. I see nothing wrong with this. So, well, I mean, I came up with a similar idea. Instead of using telephones, which take, they obviously consume energy, right?
Yeah.
So instead of using telephones, right,
Hmm.
what we uh, what we do instead is we just get cans with string on them and pull them tight.
Oh yeah, there you go.
You know? But when we tried to implement it on my block, it became kind of a mess. It's like a tangled up web, if you will.
Right. Yeah, and that's the big issue with ropes like, on anything is there's just too many knots.
Yeah.
And
So,
scissors. It's the worst. You don't
well,
want someone cutting the
birds
line
trying to.
from
Well,
Berlin
I
to
this.
States.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, and like the birds were also an issue, but
Yeah.
because they like telephone lines and they
Yeah.
really like my string lines, they keep trying to make nests with it. I kept getting disconnected from the White House every time that we were trying to pull on the strings. So
It's really just inconvenient. We need better technology.
we do.
Maybe it's like wireless lines then. Do you think that would work?
Mm, I doubt it. I don't see how anything could work wirelessly.
Who knows? I don't know how anything works.
Yeah, me neither.
I just
So
guess.
yeah,
You know, and hopefully I
yeah,
was right.
yeah. You might be right.
I might be. I might be
No,
wrong though too. But as long as you sound confident, no one's gonna question you.
it's fair.
You know, you gotta use fancy words like fluid dynamics.
Oh, and floxenoxynylapilification.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's my favorite word. It means useless jargon.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I use the term fluid dynamics when talking about venting out plumbing systems, so there's no vacuum.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
I,
I thought maybe you use that for describing transgender rights to own a gun.
oh yeah. No, I just think everyone should just be able to own a gun, no matter what. Convicted
Mm-hmm.
felon, crazy, under 18, just go for it.
I
What's
mean,
the worst that
honestly,
happens?
instead of issuing a birth certificate, I see no issue with like printing that sort of detail on a gun. It makes it way easier for most people to identify a murder weapon.
honestly, that would be a better system than we have now.
Well, I don't know if you remember this, but years upon years ago, banks used to offer incentives, right,
Yeah.
to join their bank. And some rural banks were like, "Open a checking account with us with qualifying direct deposit, get a free gun."
It's funny.
Let me see if I can find this. Open bank account, get free gun. Yeah, it was in Texas.
Of course.
Yeah. Oh, a few Western states,
Yeah.
but yeah, Butler, Montana had a car dealership that did the same.
Montana. That's
Yeah,
northern.
yeah, I know, but perhaps Western still. I don't know. Yeah.
You know how the states are divided, like Ohio and Wisconsin being Midwest.
Mm-hmm. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, right?
It makes just as much sense as oh, I was gonna make a joke about you going to get your background check done, but it fell through. I couldn't think of anything clever at them.
Yeah, it's okay. It fell through just like somebody's maple syrup heist. You know,
Yeah.
though, I I make jokes about they're there protecting the importation of maple syrup, right?
Yeah.
But like maple syrup importation really is a serious crime up in Canada because
Yeah,
a barrel of
I know.
maple syrup costs more than a barrel of oil,
It's run by the mafia or something like that. So it's
pretty much. Yeah, yeah. It's like a cartel, but leave it to Canada to just have a cartel meant for maple syrup.
I know, right?
Yeah,
It's the little
yeah,
things that matter to people. Maple syrup, elections, voting issues.
yeah,
A lot has
yeah.
happened since we last talked.
A lot has happened since we last talked.
Last time we talked about the debate where it was
Mm-hmm.
where the goal for Trump on Fox's side was not be an asshole, and then the goal for Biden was to just
Be
be able
coherent.
to just be able to stand there, and they both
Like
failed.
I said, yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's kind of funny. It's like our top two candidates can't even do what they were trying to do.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just have Kamala now, which
yeah,
a lot of people are backing her now, which is nice.
yeah.
She's done some good stuff.
She ain't too bad.
No,
So,
I mean, so if you're just comparing the two, um, one's awful and the other
hmm,
one's just a pretty good citizen, right? I don't know. I don't know much about Kamal, honestly.
neither do I.
But
So
I
I
think
just know
that's
she used to be a prosecutor.
yeah. I mean, that's honestly telling something. Like if you don't know much about them, I feel like
Hmm.
whether good or bad,
Well, I know that she's not 80 years old, so I mean that's a giant plus.
yeah, and she can probably put her ego aside
I would say
and
so.
and do something that's probably close to being good for the United States.
Yeah, yeah. I do find her campaign funny so far because she's literally just taking things that Trump said and just putting them online and then being like, "I'm Kamala Harris and I support this or I approve this message," and it's usually like Trump being racist or something like that.
Or trying to say like dictator stuff. Did you see his like he made a little video of like Trump 24, Trump 2024, Trump 2028, and by the end of it's just like Trump forever, and it just goes through every single like year.
I saw a fake, well, I thought it was fake, anyways, a fake poster that showed something similar,
Yeah,
but
I didn't fact check it. I saw it. And I'm like, that
Yeah.
sounds accurate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know.
I did see the
I
clip
just,
where he said, if you Christians, you got to go out and vote. It'll be the last time you ever have to vote again.
yeah.
That was real. That
Yeah.
was kind of scary. And then I saw a clip of JD Vance where he was talking about you know if the Democrats get rid of the filibuster and we gain control, we're not going to just do little things. We're going to like do big things that's going to change the world. And I'm like, this is scary.
Well, the last person you want saying something like that is a guy who has the guy who fucks couch cushions,
Yeah, I like that. That's a good meme now. It's going to be
right?
associated with them.
I love that somebody just made that up out of nowhere too. By the way, like they just like they said that it was in like a certain page of Hillbilly Elegy, right? But
Yeah.
nobody's read that book, so everybody was just like, "This seems like a thing that J.D. Vance would be all about." Because like, if, I mean, and I think that even John Oliver made the same joke, but it's like if you could picture a guy who looked like a couch fucker, J.D. Vance, 100%.
I thought it was quoted out of his book he wrote, but
No, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. So,
well,
but now so somebody on Twitter made a fake tweet and
yeah,
just said it was from his book,
uh,
and everybody believed him
yeah,
or her. I guess I don't know which, but everybody believed it because nobody would even bother reading J.D. Vance's book.
that's
So,
fair.
no, it's kind of like
That's,
Mitch McConnell's book. Nobody really cares.
did he write a book?
Yeah,
I imagine it's just like blah 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 blah. That's how he sounds.
just a turtle. Um, it's called The Long Game. It's
Oh,
a memoir. It's used right now for $5, so it
uh,
must have been enthralling.
yeah.
Let's see what Goodreads had to say about this. Oh, he's wrote two books, I think, three, all of which one is called. Oh no, I think those two just mention him. So let me look. The Long Game, Mitch McConnell, Goodreads. It's got 3.7 stars
Out of 5?
out of 5.
Nice. That's actually not terrible.
No. Community reviews. I read this book with an open mind. Or oh god, how long is it? We're not reading that entire review is a book. I've
Yeah.
always said you shouldn't base your opinion on what you hear on CNN, MSNBC, or Fox. I have long had an unfavorable opinion of this politician, but I decided to practice what I preached and give him a chance to tell his story in his words. After reading this book, I still think he's a liar and an egotistical dickhead. Why is everybody writing like book long reviews on it's
When you give a mouse a cookie, so when you give people time in a space to write it, they're just gonna write whatever they want.
yeah. Oh, it was available on audio via Ohio ebook project. It wasn't very long, so I figured why not? He even narrated it himself.
That sounds awful.
He was disappointed.
Nice.
McConnell still believes the founders knew best when they instituted a government with checks and balances. Bullshit. He's the destroyer of those American pillars and of democracy and this country. Unfortunate that his constituents burden us with his presence, or that his mother helped him recover from polio for that matter.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's done some shady stuff, but
Mhm.
maybe he deserves to be alive. But I don't know. I mean, I kind of it's iffy because when you're the cause of someone, if you're the cause of something that's going to make millions of people die, maybe
Oh, yeah.
maybe you shouldn't be in politics or something. I'm sure there's some ethical thing out there.
Mm-hmm. Man, I was looking at Amazon reviews. They're almost as long. One of them is longer. Yeah,
How are
I
you
don't
gonna
know.
vote? You gonna vote for?
I'm just not.
uh
I don't know. A
Oh, I'm gonna vote
memoir.
for. I'm gonna vote for Kamala. Just because Trump's scary.
Yeah, well, if that's the hill you want to die on, how is it rated 4.5 stars by 361 people on Amazon?
A lot of bots.
That's my assumption. Let's see what Politico had to say about his book.
I have a hard time believing um, any kind of reviews online just because I know bots exist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, God, yeah, I don't really care anymore. I'm just surprised that like it even got 3.5 stars.
Yeah. Even if it's something I already own and I like it, I'm still skeptical of reviews that people have on the item that also like it.
Yeah, unless it's like a Legend of Zelda or something like that.
I just bought so I lost my earbud. Um I think it was Thursday. And then my dog found it. He brought it back to me on the bed in pieces. It's very nice of
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you order a replacement earbud?
So I went out and bought new earbuds yesterday. It honestly
You ordered plural. Now you got three.
Oh, actually the earbuds that the one earbud that he broke, it still
Mm-hmm.
works. So
Oh,
but
so you still got four.
yeah, so I have four now. Uh,
Yeah.
but the ones I had were discontinued with and I was replaced with another. So I just bought like an upgraded version that sound just as good but were cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
So but I like the Samsung Galaxy Buds. They feel good and they sound good. But whenever I read reviews, I'm always like, man, maybe I shouldn't like these, but I've already used them and I like them. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'm wrong for liking something.
Probably.
Yeah, it's hard to
Yeah.
know.
Well, I mean, that said, most of the stuff I buy off Amazon that's 4.5 stars, it works. There's no real complaints there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I don't know. It ain't so bad.
Sometimes I try and think of that in like a broader sense too. Like, you know what,
Mm-hmm.
this works. And it doesn't affect me too much. So what if
Mm-hmm.
Trump becomes president? Is it going to affect my life? Uh,
You
like,
might get a free gun out of it.
is it really going to affect my life to the extent that social media and the news make it out to be? I don't know. Not sure.
I don't know.
But then I was reading like what Project 2025 wants to do,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, I I don't know.
Well, it's one thing to read like verbatim what they're saying, and then
Yeah.
another thing to like hear what these people say in private.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Project 2025 is something that you would say in private to people that you don't want to be out in public.
Mm-hmm.
But then they put it out in public and they're like getting bad reviews on it and saying, hey, maybe this shouldn't be in politics. By the way, welcome to Ethica America, where we talk about America.
Yeah.
America.
America.
How is America doing?
I don't know. Probably not
So,
great.
I feel like we say that every week, or not every week, but like every time
I
we do,
mean that.
they're not doing great.
Well, I mean we're nothing if not consistent. So
It's true. We
yeah.
are really good at being. You know how like social media and propaganda make it sound really good when you want to sound really good. We're really good at
Mm-hmm.
like, having that facade where
Oh yeah.
we keep saying that we're really great, but maybe maybe we're not.
I would specify us under the term room for improvement.
We're not exceeding expectations.
Kind of like Mitch McConnell's book, The Long Game, a memoir.
That sounds weird because usually Republicans are talking about like in the long run we're trying to do X, Y, and Z, like
Mm-hmm.
get more conservatives in office and have this grand plan of like going back to Christian values. And he's a Republican, so like every time I hear that title, I'm like, what's what's the long goal? What's the long run? What's going on? What's his long plan?
I mean, I don't think it was according to his book, but it's probably in there. But his big thing was trying to pack the all the appeals courts with Republican judges. That was a big thing of his.
Yeah, that sounds like something that a Republican would want. But then again, Democrats probably want the Supreme Court justice to have all Democrats also, which I think is too biased, honestly. It needs to be like 11 people, five of each side, with one tiebreaker. That's like independent.
Just put Bernie up there. Well, Bernie's not independent. He's like,
Yeah, he's too. He's.
yeah.
I mean, as much as people say he's too left, he's like left. Everyone else is like center.
Well, like he doesn't even like his own party anymore. He's just like, whatever. I'm just running independent. They like me up here in Connecticut. It's no, it's Vermont. I'm sorry, it's Vermont.
Yeah, Vermont.
Yeah, yeah,
Poor Bernie.
yeah. Pretty much. He's
This
got to
one's.
be grumpy at this point.
I mean, I feel like it would be hard for anyone that's been on the left to be in politics for that long to like just not be grumpy. Like
Yeah.
you keep seeing, like we were just talking about how like when we were chatting we were talking about how Bill Clinton did all this stuff to like progress, and then like and that was what 10 that was in the 90s, so it was like 20 years ago, and everything's just
Hmm.
like falling back, and like now we have to do all this work to just get to where Bill Clinton put us, and then we have to make further progress to make progress from that. It's just so much work.
Well, the worst part is like that it wasn't just Clinton who did that. He just takes credit for a lot of it, right?
Right, yeah.
So a lot of that came from Reagan and Bush setting up things well before him, and
Yeah,
there being either problems that arose from it that needed correction, or
right.
or they led to
It's like
something nice, and he just took credit for it.
it's like stepping stones. Like you got to take a bunch of little steps to get that big step, and
Yeah, yeah. And once you have taken enough steps, then you're right next to a couch, and the latex glove is right there, and you just fall in by accident.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
I feel like it must be hard for like just like the Democratic presidents to look to see like what do the Republicans want to do? Like what what's up with this 2025 stuff? Why does Trump keep wanting to be a dictator, and what like where what did I do to get this?
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, then again, things could be worse. Marjorie Taylor Greene could be president.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like when Trump first got into office, I'm like, he's way too dumb to break anything. And I feel like Marjorie Taylor Greene's up there, but
Hmm.
at least Trump, he had some sense on what promises he wanted to make. Like he broke all his promises except for like two of them, which were like what lower tax rates for corporations, and I forget the other thing that he promised that he actually kept. Something to do with Christians and conservatism. Where we, I want to say Roe v. Wade, but maybe it wasn't Roe v. Wade.
I
Something.
mean, he ended up appointing a Supreme Court justice,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah, I forget the other thing that he promised that he actually kept. But
I don't know. He
what
said he'd run America like a business, and most American businesses, well, right now they're hurting, so that makes sense.
yeah, usually American. That's another thing that I think is weird about what it means to be a good businessman and what it means to be a a, a successful business.
Well, the worst part
Because
is in his instance, right? He
yeah,
wasn't a good businessman. He was actually a very bad businessman. He like bankrupted a lot of his companies. Like look at Trump Steaks.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I feel like in his mind he did a good job because he probably made a ton of money in a short term. But even if it did
Hmm.
fail, he probably made a ton of money. So in his mind, yeah, he bankrupted it, and he probably thinks, well, no, I got a bunch of money, so it's good. Win.
I mean, he basically just siphoned it out of his business. I mean, that's the whole point of having a business is take care of yourself, you know,
Right.
like but he like let me find a list of Trump's failed businesses.
Yeah. I guess maybe I'm just too optimistic when I want to have a good business owner like make good
Hmm.
to the world and like
Right.
quality products that will enrich and make everyone's lives better, and you're not
Hmm.
doing capitalism. Maybe it's just
Not.
not me. Maybe I have maybe I need to lower my bar more.
Hmm.
Like I thought Elon was good at one point. Like I thought his idea of EV electric vehicles and making it open source to like enrich other companies to get on the bandwagon of electric vehicles and to uh, get away from fossil fuel. I thought that was great, but he kind
Have
of
you seen what's the name of that guy? He has a YouTube channel. It's something Diesel, Whistling Diesel. Have you seen him with his Cybertruck?
no,
Oh, well, the thing's made real cheap
yeah,
and it's real bad.
oh,
So,
weren't
yeah,
a bunch of them recalled?
probably. So, and the worst part
They're
is I think it
recalled
was just
for
for, well, so, um, one of the things was that it has a stainless body, but the body panels react with oils from your hand. So you end up with smudges constantly. And also,
yeah.
it ends up like permanently staining the truck.
Oops.
The louvers don't work right. When you close the doors, most of the time, well, when you close the doors just a little bit too hard, the door panel, the door trim gets stuck on the inside, and you usually end up ruining it when you tear it off. Um, the I thought the I thought the gas pedal um, got stuck down on some of them.
Oh geez.
I'm not sure about that last one though.
Well,
But yeah,
pedal to the metal.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And by that you mean the floor.
Yeah.
So the Trump Taj Mahal, the Trump Plaza, the Trump Castle, and Plaza Hotel all filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy at different times. THCR filed for Chapter 11. Trump Entertainment Resorts that filed for bankruptcy. Oh, the new name given to Trump. Oh, sorry, it was Trump Hotels and Casinos that filed for bankruptcy that then got reopened as Trump Entertainment Resorts. Trump Shuttle Inc., Trump University, Trump Vodka, Trump Steaks, Trump Mortgage,
That sounds scary too.
GoTrump.com, which was a travel site. Those ones didn't necessarily declare bankruptcy as much as it is they just shut down. Trump Shuttle Inc. defaulted on its loans and ceased to exist.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So there's just a lot. Like, and everybody's like, oh, well, he's going to run it like a business. But it's like, what business did he ever run successfully? The only thing that, like, he did was make a brand name for himself.
Yeah,
You just did
kind of
marketing.
insane.
Yeah,
It's all corporations need is a good marketing team.
pretty much. So I never even got to stay in one of his hotels, but I'm a Hilton man, anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah, as an international businessman, you have to be picky about what hotels you sleep in, Aaron.
yeah.
Marriott's garbage.
We're going on a little vacation, like a weekend trip to like a water park place. So
Oh
we're
yeah.
playing in like splash pads and stuff.
No.
And I forget where we're staying, but maybe it's a Hilton. Who knows?
Better be a Hilton. We're a Hilton family, damn it.
When
And that's the hill I'm gonna die on.
that's a good hill to die on. You gotta choose your hills. You gotta choose
The best hills.
carefully.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't want to choose a hill that's like, you know what, I'm only gonna vote based off who wants to take my guns and who wants to give me more guns. Because when you're a Republican and you're only voting for that, you're gonna lose a lot more stuff. You might even eventually lose your guns because you can't afford them anymore.
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah,
Guns are expensive for all the more that they are when you think about them, right?
yeah,
There's nothing. I mean, they have to use good steel, and they have to pass so many safety tests and yada yada yada. But
yeah. You don't want the gun exploding in your hand.
there were a couple of them in history that still did that. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I forget what they're called. They have a nickname too,
Well,
I think.
hmm, I didn't know they had a nickname. I know Jimenez, which was made by oh God, I don't even remember, but it was made in Las Vegas. Those had a zinc outer body, and if you and they had a metal barrel on the inside. But
Mm,
if you were to put the a grain in there that was just a little bit more powerful than your standard grain, like
yeah.
the back end of those would blow out.
Oh, jeez.
Um, yeah, but
People don't
then
know.
again, that's more user error. That's like using the wrong type of ammunition. When you have a gun, you should really
Oh,
know what you're but what you're shooting. I mean, I like guns. I like my guns a lot. Do I think anybody should have them? Probably not, but like cat's out of the bag. So like,
as a liberal, I think you should make your own choice on whether or not you should have a gun or not. But I also think some people should have a gun. Like,
well, yeah. I mean,
why?
like you know, like have
If
a
you're
you know,
schizophrenic, maybe you shouldn't have a gun.
hmm yeah, probably, yeah. Um, if you're a sniper, or well, no, sorry, I don't even know much about that shooter who shot Trump. I'm still not even convinced Trump was actually shot. I'm mostly just convinced it was all I don't know. It's just
It's
kind of
it was definitely weird.
yeah. I kind of don't think that he was. I kind of don't think he was actually shot.
There's for for something as serious as like a former president to have an attempted assassination. I did not see as much as I thought I would on the news.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I saw for like a week.
Like my social media stuff wasn't even like blowing up with it. It was more
Really?
I've seen more social media stuff about like I don't know. I can't make a comparison, but I was like looking for more information on social media and I could find it, but it wasn't like all over my news feed or my homepage of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it was weird.
Hmm. Yeah.
Maybe it's just me though
And
in my um, SEO stuff.
I don't
Maybe I
know.
watch too much
Yeah.
Minecraft.
The yeah the algorithm thought that Minecraft was more important than current news,
Yeah, maybe.
and it was
I
probably
mean,
right. So
yeah,
yeah.
it was weird though. Like I like usually it would have been like all over the place, but I didn't see a lot. But
Yeah.
you can't just like come out and say that on the news. Be like, yeah, it's fake. Like you can't have that stance because it's going to make your network look awful.
Maybe if people hadn't heard, well, no, My big thing is like, so he was on the roof. You can literally see him in one of the newscasts, right?
Yeah.
Because I saw the guy on the roof, and I'm like, that's weird. Because on another roof is a Secret Service agent who's dressed like this, and I'm like, well, maybe he was meant to be blending in with the crowd with a very large rifle. And I'm like, that doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
And then people were warning the Secret Service like half an hour beforehand that he was up there. There was a clear line of sight to the stage from like not that far away. Like, it just doesn't sit. Something's not right there.
Yeah.
Somebody knows
Think
something. Whether
Yeah, you would think like 15, 30 minutes of the dude just sitting there on a roof with a rifle. You would think the
hmm
service would, at least question him. But then again, it's not like um, background checks to get back into the States from going to Spain type of deal.
no,
It's just a dude with a
no,
rifle on a roof.
yeah,
What you went through is way more important.
yeah. Well, I mean, those guys at Border Control, they really are the unsung heroes of the Canadian border.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
If it weren't for them, we don't know where we would be.
well, we'd have moose meat, Aaron. Moose meat, way too much moose meat, flooding the market, driving the prices down.
Wait, isn't that good? Like, according to capitalism, like supply and demand, like it should just dictate everything. So that's just good
Lower
for your.
prices equal lower profits for CEOs. Are you not getting it?
It just means that you need to be in a market for something else that's not moose meat. You gotta like have better moose meat, market it better,
Yeah. That was
like
literally the one thing.
cigarettes.
Yeah. Yeah. That was literally the one thing that the guy warned me about, right? He's like, whatever you do, he's like, you have to declare what you bring back. Do not think it is okay to bring food, especially food back. And I'm like,
Hmm,
I mean, and I get him. What they're talking about is like fresh fruits and meat
yeah,
and stuff like that. Could be carrying some sort of like, let's say you brought back an ear of corn from over there. Not that corn grows anywhere else, but let's say you brought that back, right?
hmm,
If you were to bring that back to the States and it had some sort of disease, then you could potentially cause some sort of pandemic. We'll call it the plant demic.
yeah.
Yeah. But that's the idea. But it's like, I don't know.
No, I
I
understand
don't
what
get,
you're getting at.
but I don't like, he just like got this super serious face. And I'm like, all right, I'll declare everything. But I've already been declaring everything when I travel abroad
Yeah,
because it's like, oh no, I bought $100 worth of stuff. I got to pay $7 in taxes. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's like, who cares?
yeah.
So, everybody's like, I don't want, they don't need to know. And it's like,
But yeah, I
yeah,
get it. They're the unsung heroes, and it's important to keep countries safe from corn plant-based
and
diseases.
moose meat prices
Yeah.
being inflated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
I mean, it's definitely like one of those things that people don't talk about. Just like when you're vaccinated here, you might need to get vaccinated for stuff that's over there because the environment's different. Everything's different.
yeah. Right. Yeah.
We all remember the potato famine.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't know if that was because of like plants or potatoes coming from different areas. I think it was
Yeah.
just like a fungus that appeared in the potatoes and spread on that particular
Yeah.
potato. But
I don't even remember. But yeah, you're not wrong. It was something like that. So, but
same thing could happen here from Canadian corn and American corn and moose
mm-hmm.
meat and maple syrup.
Definitely maple syrup.
Just gotta
So,
fill it with sugar.
mm-hmm. Yeah. That's how we do everything. That's how I kill the bacteria in jam.
That's
Yeah.
how we
But it's
kill
like
skinny people.
pretty much. So I'm looking at what all Canada exports right now. Canada is the world's fifth largest pork exporter,
I did not know that.
one of the world's top five wheat exporters.
Oh wow.
Um, their most valuable seafood export, lobster
I understand that.
and maple syrup.
Nice.
Oh, there's also petroleum, but I mean, everybody knows about the pipeline going up through there. So,
Yeah.
and they got various other refineries, but the only thing that I'm seeing that are special there are lobsters and maple syrup, according to the guy who at Border Patrol today. So, I assume that there are maple covered lobsters. Oh, and bacon. Uh, pork,
Wait,
really.
like
But
Canadian bacon or like bacon?
it just says bacon, but
Okay.
I'm sus too because
Yeah.
Canadian bacon. I think that's why it says that it's the fifth largest pork exporter as opposed to
Uh,
bacon exporter.
yeah. Okay, I can see that.
Smug- Well, I'll go up to Canada and I'll smuggle some in so that way we can see if it's Canadian or real
Yeah,
bacon that they're exporting.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
important. I do like really
Hmm.
good bacon. It's tough to find good bacon. And you gotta cook it
Yeah.
correctly. So much work.
Hmm. Yeah. Bacon's the perfect food.
You
So.
know what?
Hmm.
When it's cooked correctly, it is really good. I don't like crunchy
Hmm.
bacon.
Oh, so it's got to be soft and squishy.
Yeah,
I like
but
it
not
burned a
like
little bit.
but not like too soft where like you can't bite into it. Where like you
I
just
just picture you eating raw bacon right now.
have to.
You're like, you just actually you can microwave bacon. That's actually one of the better ways to cook it, believe it or not.
Oh really?
So yeah, it's microwaving bacon's super easy. Usually you get a rack sort of thing and you put it in the microwave, but yeah, it cooks it pretty evenly because it's so thin.
We
So
just
you
got
like put it in
an air
what?
fryer.
I bet that would make good bacon too.
Yeah.
So microwaving bacon.
Or like a
Yeah.
conventional oven. That's usually how I made it. Or an oven, just bake it for a little bit.
Yeah. But when you microwave it, like you heat it up to the point that the fat starts coming out and then it kind of gets your bacon all crispy on the edges a little bit, right? But then the
Uh,
fat drips off of it so you're not left with super greasy bacon as long as you
I
have a
see.
rack to stand it up vertically. Yeah, but it
Yeah,
cooks really evenly. That and
you
in the oven. It's kind of weird.
know what? I'll keep that in mind. Microwaving
Hmm.
bacon.
3 to 4 minutes on high. If it
That's
still looks translucent, 30-second bursts.
10 minutes.
I feel like that's like for overcooked bacon. Do you know about the Betty Crocker microwave cookbook?
No.
Oh, okay. So back in, I want to say it's the 70s or maybe even the 60s, right? Maybe even the 80s. I don't remember when the microwave was uh, popularized. But Betty Crocker came out with a cookbook where all your meals could be cooked in the microwave because they thought it was going to be like, well, kind of like how the air fryer is right now, where you literally
Yeah.
could cook things in the air fryer. But they have recipes for like microwave steak, which
I don't trust it.
I don't know. Let me see.
People are
Let's
really
see on
picky about
Goodreads.
steak.
Yeah, I know.
We're
Yeah,
like, if you flip it more than twice, it's dead. Just throw it away. It's gone. Ruined.
yeah. Give me a sec. Betty Crocker microwave cookbook, Goodreads. 3.4 stars. Even Mitch McConnell's book was more popular than this. So let's find one of these classic reviews. One of my two favorite microwave cookbooks. Apparently, there are more microwave cookbooks out there than I realized. So, um, one of the things I love about it is the easy fish recipes.
People microwaving fish,
Yeah, I guess so.
like fish sticks.
I don't think.
Oh,
Bunch of like people putting in reviews, but like only two people write them. And the other one reads 641.5 space BET, adult nonfiction, which just kind of sounds like a bot.
Yeah.
It looks like it has 11,000 reviews, which there's no way that any normal person has 11,000 reviews, and that's what they're commenting. So definitely a bot.
It's a lot of reviews.
It is. I mean, like, let's see. So calculator, 11,000 divided by 365. So that would mean that they would need to read one book a day for 30 years, and then write a review on that.
That's
An obvious bot.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's doing that.
I don't know anybody who reads one book a day, let alone two, unless it's like Sea Pig Run or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I read Ray a lot of books the other day, but they're 4 pages long, and each one has one sentence, so I can just get through
They're
them.
called graphic novels.
But if you give me like a Dr. Seuss book, those things are long.
Yeah, I know they are.
Like,
So,
hey, ain't no kid got time for a full Dr. Seuss book.
mm-hmm. This other lady has 1,386 reviews, but I do think she's legit, unless it's like Chat GPT based bot. So, but it seems to know a lot. It seems to have too many quirks to be a bot.
Yeah.
So, chicken carbonara and beef stroganoff, and chicken pineapple kebabs, bacon cheddar muffins, all in Betty Crocker's only book a microwave cook needs.
I was just having a discussion with Amanda about microwaves because we need to buy a smaller one to fit a
Mm-hmm.
specific dimension. And we
Mm-hmm.
found a smaller one, and we're like, the only thing you use a microwave for is heating up butter to melt in it and reheating up food.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah, I would say that's popcorn if you do popcorn.
yeah. I mean, there's like little things like hot pockets or something like that, but
I usually do my hot pockets in the oven if I'm eating hot pockets.
really, I usually do mine in the microwave. Hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm missing out.
I,
But now we're gonna throw everything in an air fryer now. So as long as it has an air fryer direction, that's what I'm buying.
oh man, I don't think it does.
Yeah,
Betty Crocker air fryer cookbook.
yeah. I do like our air fryer though. It's nice. Apparently, you can cook fish in it.
Yeah. There is no Betty Crocker air fryer cookbook.
Not yet.
Well, they have a cookbook that includes recipes for air fryers,
Yeah,
but it's not exclusive to air fryers. Not like not like the microwave cookbook was, ahead of its time.
man. Maybe the microwave's unethical. We'll have to do an episode on the microwaves.
Hmm. Microwaves are kind of cool how they were invented. Somebody figured it out because they had chocolate stuck in their pants. Literally, like the guy was like, he was on some Navy ship, right? And he was walking past something. I don't remember what, but he noticed that as he walked past something, he had a chocolate bar in his pocket or something like that, right? And he noticed that it melted every time that he got like around it. So you know that the story's made up right away because who's on a Navy ship and they're like, I want a chocolate bar every day. Like,
Yeah,
and you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's just in their rations. They get like a chocolate
yeah,
bar.
it's more likely that he was walking around with like a fork or keys in his pocket and they started like doing that thing like when you keep metal in the microwave.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's more likely, but I don't know. Either way, that's how the story goes, but I have a hunch that's not the original invention of the microwave or the original discovery of microwaves rather. So,
I'll do some investigation. Well, next episode will be on microwaves. So tune in next time for
excellent.
microwaves.
Yeah. So in my hometown, there was this restaurant, right? And a friend of mine got a job there. And he said that he was like, within a year, he was they didn't call it executive chef, but it was like head chef or something like that for
Hmm.
nights, right? They didn't use traditional terminology either, like sous chef or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
It was just like head chef, second shift or something like that. But it was a really dumb title, I remember thinking. But either way, so he had a job there and he said, yeah, well, it wasn't very hard because everything is literally like wrapped in plastic and then you put it in the microwave like a banquet meal and then you just serve it up. He's like, my job's easy.
Yeah.
It's just like, huh.
I was just thinking that we went to the restaurant the other day, and I was looking in
Is
the
it
back,
called
and I'm like,
Olive Garden?
no, it was like a cinders or something.
Oh, okay.
And I looked in the back, and they're like, it's just microwaves and like a small grill and a bunch of um, like fryers with oil, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, you just need like one adult per shift.
Yeah, yeah.
Make
There's
sure
like
somebody doesn't dunk. Yeah,
yeah, two people there. I think just manning the grill and and
mm,
the fryers and the microwaves.
man. Yeah. Tell you what, isn't that the dream right there for opening up a restaurant?
Maybe it is. I always think like a food truck is the way to go.
Yeah, I had a
Just go where
friend
the
who
people
thought
are.
that. Let me
Two
see.
people, one to man the
Mm-hmm.
window, one to man the grill, the fryer, and the microwave.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only one
Hmm.
customer at a time.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how it should be, though.
You know, restaurants.
All right. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Tune in next time for microwaves and restaurants.
Oh man, do you think that we could just open up a restaurant that looks like a microwave?
Yeah, we'll call it microwaving, and it's just small waves,
Oh man,
but not like
let's
waves,
try.
but like
Yeah.
people waving their hand like hello and goodbye, but like small hands.
Whenever you microwave goodbye, I microwave hello.
Dun dun
Maybe that's how
dun.
that works.
You say goodbye,
Uh,
say hello.
Yeah, microwave. All right.
Goodbye, Hello Fresh.
Uh, 15 easy meals that you just dump in your microwave.
You know, of all my Hello Fresh meals, none of them have been like. Well, actually, some of the steps are like, steam this in the microwave, but that's
Yeah.
important. Sometimes you gotta steam it in the microwave. Because who
God.
got time to boil a pot of water and steam it there with the steamer?
Mm-hmm.
Up? Ain't nobody got time for that. Microwave is way
No.
more efficient.
Oh, so check the book out that I just sent you in the Discord chat. I think I've told you about this before.
Oh my god. Perfect.
Got for those of you listening, it's got 4.6 stars by 188 people. It's called Manifold Destiny, the one, the only guide to cooking on your car engine.
Nailed it.
Yeah,
For van life.
yeah, van life, perfect. All right, bye.